In this session, we will be seeing how we can use the installable MDM. The installable MDM has MDM installed, that is extracted using the installation manager. However, MDM is not yet configured on the application server. You can perform the configuration by making the MDM point to your database and MQ that is already available in your environment. This is particularly useful when you are already using a database which could be of type DB2, DB2 for ZOS or Oracle and already has data in it. You could also make it point to uh, an MQ instance that is available in your environment. We have to use the Docker Compose app to bring up this YAML file as well, and we are able to see that a container MDM underscore container is up and running now. In order to configure MDM such that it points to the database and MQ that is in your environment, we have to bring up the Docker. We have to get into the MDM container using the above command. Please notice that we are logging in as the user root. This is because there are certain switch user commands used in between for which we need to have the root permission. We will not be using or logging in using the root user anywhere apart from running this command. So we need to move to the folder temp and execute a file configure MDM interactive which takes in parameters corresponding to your instance. We are able to see that parameters corresponding to application language and code table languages are obtained from the user. Also, other parameters related to the messaging type and other database related parameters are obtained from the user here. Database types DB2, DB2ZOS and Oracle are supported in version 11.609. Options related to configuring the Elasticsearch and Publisher are also provided. Options related to deploying the user interfaces are provided as well. However, we recommend you to use the container corresponding to user interfaces that is shipped separately. After obtaining these details and the passwords, the configuration begins. The target configure underscore master data management is invoked. This is when the application gets deployed on the application server. We are able to see that most of the applications have been configured and now it shows us that all the applications have been configured. Once the configuration completes, the execution of the script completes, we are supposed to exit from the container and log in again as the WS9 admin user. When we do not provide any username, the user that is taken by default is the WS9 admin user. Any other configuration that has to be performed on this container or any other commands that have to be run on this container have to be run only using the WS9 admin user. We should not perform any other configuration as the root user. We are running the IVT now to ensure that the application has been installed successfully. The application is now running on WAS base and it points to the database that we have provided. Let us have a quick look at the response files. We are able to see that all of them are successful. Let's go and have a look into one of the response files. We find that the response is successful. Let us also have a peek into the virtual MDM response. It is successful as well. Whenever we are using Docker Compose, the port that corresponds to the container is available on the machine as well. So we are able to log in using port 9043 at the machine level, and we are able to use the was admin console using the host name and the mapped port. We are now able to see that the applications are configured and all applications apart from the user interfaces are started. Any configuration changes that have to be performed can be performed through the admin console now. We are now performing a commit of the container. This commit becomes important specifically when we are going to use this container on other container orchestration systems such as Kubernetes or OpenShift. It is advised to commit this container and then push it to one of the local Docker repositories that you may be having in your company. The images can then be obtained from that Docker registry and used with the container orchestration system. Any change that has to be performed to the container always has to be performed at the Docker container level and then move to the Docker container orchestration system. The change should not be done directly at the container orchestration level. So we are now able to find out that it's possible for us to configure an installable MDM in a period of one hour or so, and we are able to get it running. Thank you.